Alright. Ready, set, go! Don't get stuck on the door. Yay. Alright. So if you look on the right side of the screen, big difference today is that I've updated what the splits look like. So it's measuring how long it takes me to get to the boss and how long it takes me to beat the boss. So splits don't actually mean anything when it comes to the context of a speedrun. It just matters how quickly you beat the game. But it should help me like identify like, oh, like this run was good because I set up the boss really quickly, or this one was good because I had a particularly good boss fight, instead of just being like, oh, this zone was slow, this zone was fast, stuff like that. So I'm actually doing pretty well in this first room. I don't know if I'm doing well enough to not have to go to the fourth room, because the boss is technically on my right, but oh, I didn't die to a wall. Okay, there I died to a wall. Need it. I don't actually know how long I need, but we'll call it like 12 seconds. Didn't mean to die so early there. Alright, boss fight time. I think a big reason for some of the time increases I've been seeing, or time decreases I've been seeing, is because I've been getting a little more aggressive with how often I'm hitting the shoulder buttons, especially in the first zone. Could have dive bombed that last orb there. But you want to be careful with how much you speed up, because dying will eliminate any gains you have from using the speed up functionality. So there, like, you know, I wasted maybe 3 seconds speeding things up. Or 3 seconds I'll never get back. But I actually learned, so in this zone, I used to think it was 90 seconds for some reason. It's only 60 seconds to unlock the boss. And if you do really good on the first 2 areas, then you don't actually need to unlock the slow ability. I mean, the slow ability helps. But now, because I got 43, if I get 17 in this room, I can actually just skip straight to the boss. So I'm going to try to do that, because I think getting 17 in this room is not impossible. Although if I mess up here, I'll just swallow my pride and go into the 3rd room. Kill me. Alright, now I can skip straight into the boss, even though I didn't quite unlock the path into the boss room. I don't know if that's a very effective strategy, because some of the rooms that follow those first 2 rooms are actually pretty easy to speed through, and I get like at least 5 or 10 seconds. But I mean, in my head, the idea of doing less rooms means that you're going faster, so. Alright, onto this room, where I have been, as of late, struggling with the boss fights, and sometimes the setup to the boss fight, but any run where I seem to do good on this zone tend to have a pretty good time overall, because I've started to really clean up how consistent I am on some of the other zones. And I've also been coming into this zone with a lower time, so all these things add up to lower and lower PBs. Alright, so I'm going to dive bomb this last one. 17, not bad. If I can get 13 on this next room, or sorry, if I can get 23 on this next room, which is kind of a stretch, that means I won't even have to, I'll barely have to fight the 4th antibody. But this room is not that hard, especially if you get to the carcass really quickly, and there's not a lot of mobs like you see here. Alright, we're at 22. It's good enough for me. You need to get at least 1 orb, I do believe, on the final antibody, or at least you need to die. So you might as well get 1 orb. So you can't even spawn before that orb shows up. Oh, I need 2. Okay. Maybe I need 1 and I didn't collect the orb. I don't know. Alright, on to the boss fight. Let's see if we can apply what we've learned. Just thinking like a race car driver, looking ahead, but keeping the traffic cones in mind. traffic cones here are those little discs that honestly seem to be the most lethal thing to me. But that was really close. Alright, we're almost on the final 10. Staying alive is at utmost importance. 2 more. We can dive bomb that last one. Now we're on to the dark zone. And so part of the problem with skipping ahead there is I have to part of the problem with skipping ahead when I glitch to the to the overgrown gatekeeper is that I have to like manually go through all those rooms, which isn't that big of a deal, but it does sort of put a damper on your run. But using the menu to skip through rooms greatly helps with that. Alright, so here my goal is to get like maybe 50 seconds in this room. If I don't get 50 seconds, it's okay, but there's a big time save to be had if you don't need to do more than 2 rooms in this zone. It's just that sometimes you kind of get ambushed by things you don't exactly see in this room. We're at 50 seconds, the more the merrier. Alright, 56 seconds means I need 64 in this room. Again, not a given, but the first room is significantly harder. I'm still speeding through this room though, because I don't want to spend 1 minute when there is a plan B. Ooh, that was like a plan Z right there. Alright, so I think I said 63, 64 seconds, something like that. Still quite a ways to go. Might just get unlucky and not have anywhere to run, but I will try to get the best luck possible by positioning myself in the best areas possible. Alright, so things are getting a little spooky. I know Halloween is past, but... Alright, there we go. Unlock the boss in only 2 rooms. I got a double dip. Alright, there we go. Oh, got a double dip. I didn't pay attention to the bounces. Oh, triple. Looks like he had a weird path there. Although the triple there is made up for the fact that I only got a double here. No! That was... I'm trying to speed up through this boss as much as I can, but... sometimes speeding up is the worst thing you can do. So you're not ready for the next dash. Alright, so if I can get 2 more doubles. Oh, as soon as I say that, choke on this boss. I don't want to say this is the easiest boss because I've died to him quite a few times, but realistically, this is the boss that is the most straightforward. There's not much that can go wrong if you play it safe. But safe is not in my middle name. I mean, safe is not in a lot of people's middle names, but I'm not one to play safe. We gotta risk it for the biscuit. Although, couldn't just dive bomb that one to get the biscuit. Alright, a little bit of a slow boss fight here. I'm gonna dive bomb that one. And then we're gonna go off to the north zone. I have a lot of time that I can save in this zone. Oh, by playing better. But playing better is hard. Ah! Getting those 2 middle ones is so hard sometimes. Ah! It seems like every time I go for the middle, they're coming after me again. Alright, there we go. At least I got to the middle. We're getting 10 seconds. Oops, I need to be 1 to the left here. I'm gonna die real quick. And see if we can absorb that. Oh, we got a first try, which means I should be able to clean this level up pretty good. And the more time we get, the better. Oh, that was a kind of a... I didn't mean to get rid of that guy, but it's fine. Alright, back to the dash. What happened there? Apparently I switched rooms. Now we can go up here. Forgot to control the center. It's probably worth resetting as soon as I don't pick up the center block there. Alright, I've also learned that this room is pretty easy to fast forward through. Not the best time that I could have gotten in that room, but doing it fast means that it is an overall time save. And I think I did really well in the second room, so... I also did pretty well in the first room, so if I do well in this room, I'm barely gonna have to play the third room. 12 seconds, that's one board clear. Not super obvious. But if you get one board clear, it's not super hard to get the second. Alright, now we're on the again level. Notoriously challenging. Not exactly a boss fight, but definitely the hardest non-boss fight in the game. Just so many things to keep track of. Ideally, you want to kite these guys into a corner that you don't need to be in. And then while they're all distracted, you can go in the corners they're not. Alright, it seems like every time I beat that level, I die immediately afterwards, but that's part of the strat. Ooh. Got kind of thrown off because I missed the top left corner there, but... Oh, dashing through the boss is not what I want to do consistently. But it seemed like a good play here. Alright. I think I've gotten a little more consistent on this third phase here, because I started putting my eyes on the middle of the screen rather than on my character, and it seems to be paying off. Now, that's a PB. Let's go! Alright, sub 12 as well. Very nice. I don't know if the real time is going to be sub 12, but the in-game time is definitely below 12. Alright, I think there's some improvements to be had, but that was definitely a really good north zone, aside from the again level. But, you know, I think that run, like, I just did a decent first zone, a decent second zone, third zone could have been better, fourth zone could have been better, and then the fifth zone was, you know, I just added everything up. And now it looks like if I do everything perfectly, we can get sub 10.